What did you think I was?
Be a short report.
It's all right.
Is your signs, please? That's my job today.
Thank you.
How you doing? You want the camera on you?
Yeah, oh, of course. Recording snow.
Yes.
I guess I'm gonna have to go somewhere.
Oh, no.
I'll go sit by Tammy.
Can't you sit on the stove?
Yes, I have to warm the seat in the house.
Yeah, you sound like he was ready. Gonna miss him.
Okay, oh, what?
No, I'm
Sunday.
better than a gym.
Yeah,
Oh,
every Sunday.
yeah.
Well, I heard him,
Anybody else?
city, I heard him in the middle of the week, early in the morning.
Then you gotta sign in sheets and then.
Oh,
He was there.
Ed back there? Ed
oh,
one?
of course, I
He did.
remember.
Yeah, yesterday.
Encyclopedia.
He was up here.
When did that happen?
Yesterday morning.
Really?
Oh, I think it was that morning. He didn't. No. They were coming to church and then
Well, I saw him, a lot of
said-
cars there.
they jumped
got
in and said
everybody?
he's having brothers. Funeral's already Thursday, 10 o'clock.
Okay, okay.
His boy, that house. Fertilizer.
Yeah, Matthew. He's
I
a
was
kid.
down there Saturday, I was hauling fertilizer.
Oh, would you?
I was giving it to him down in Donuts. Yeah. That's it. Good kid.
Every one of those kids is a good kid. One of them acts like me every now and then, not too often.
I wondered when I saw the car.
To see if
Everybody. Because I heard they wasn't doing that.
look at him.
But they do have a lot.
But they do, they're kinda like someone else I know.
They have at least 10 of them. Of course, all the kids have probably two, and then, you know, come get your autograph or we'll be on
Alright.
Dateline.
Yay. I don't wanna sit up front.
Well, Martin's gonna have to sit up front. Be first in line.
Oh, you got one? Did he sign it?
We'll get this over in 30 minutes, we gotta get home to watch the ball game. Motion to second that?
Only if you promise to share
Think he'll
the
dig
rest
with
of
me?
us.
What's that?
Think it'll be good.
I don't know. I just don't know, playing like they did the other day, it's gonna be
They
running.
set a record on 3-pointers, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was, the grand. Here's your pen.
I don't care what, I just like close games.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
Like that last second shot on the kid.
Did you get to sign in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you wanna have come down and share?
I'm good.
You're good.
Started reading that, but I think mine is probably more possible.
Do you want a copy of it, too?
I got one,
Oh, you got it? He's over here.
All right.
No, you got one.
Thank you. Great. Warm jacket, right?
Hmm?
Warm jacket.
Yeah, pretty good this time of year.
Thank you.
Good. Wish I'd have been over this week. The weather's different style of living in there, that's for sure. Canadians sweaty butts so much. They can pretty much go a whole day with it and doing whatever.
You were having way too much fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like I missed a lot.
He's got out to Mexico.
Yep.
Well, let's go ahead and get started. Call the meeting to order.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
Do you have any changes to the agenda?
Are we gonna have anybody do the sheriff's report?
No. The sheriff's department and our town attorney will not be here tonight due to weather.
I make a motion we accept the agenda as written.
I second it.
We have a motion to accept and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Sheriff is not here tonight. Okay, so we'll open up public comment for those items not on the agenda.
I have one thing here, actually a couple. We had a water line break in town the other day, and we called out Bridger, because we don't have a maintenance crew. And the guys from Bridger promptly came down here, got the water shut off. They dug up the broken water line, they fixed it. They did an excellent job. they were Johnny on the spot, they did it. I don't know, I'm just gonna see if the council, if we could, I wrote up some certificates of appreciation for Tim Goldsberry and Randy Navanovich, and for Cody DeRutter. And I thought it'd be nice, now, it's up to you guys, but I thought it'd be nice if we all signed it, the mayor signed it, and maybe she could take that to Bridger at their city council meeting and present it to them. I don't know, it's a good thing. I don't know, what kind of ideas you guys got?
Good idea.
I agree, I think it's a very good idea.
What was the bill?
Bill? I'm not sure yet. I'm sure that it will cost us a chunk of money.
How much did they have to replace?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was about 6
Full
feet.
job.
It was about 4
Full
feet,
joint
I
pipe.
think,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how much would it cost if Mike was still here?
Well, with the equipment cost and hours and the pipe and the saddle and things that we had to do, it would cost about the same amount of money.
About the same. A break in a line is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of those, what, a 4-inch or a 6-inch line. It was a pretty good sized line. I know it put out a lot of water really quick. So, but they were good about it. I don't know, what do you guys think, maybe get them a $50 gift certificate to put in with it, or
Better wait and see what the bill is.
see what the bill is first? Yeah, we'll do that. But, you think we ought to sign this thing now, and maybe let them, at the next meeting, their next meeting?
The next meeting is tomorrow night.
What would have been Fromberg's other option if Bridger wouldn't have came in?
I think Joliet.
Joliet.
Neither here nor there, they showed up to help. Just saying thank you, it's all it is, it's not,
Yeah, no, I understand.
not saying one thing or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because without a toilet, everybody don't know what you got until it's gone.
Yeah.
There's always the alley.
That's
but-
true, we've done it, we've been through it before, though, it's not the first time, so.
Yeah.
It's been, I think, a number of years before we broke a main line like that.
Mhm.
And I don't know
Two
why.
more seats in here if you like. Come
I
sit
think
down.
our infrastructure in this town is pretty weak.
It's 50, but it's 70 years old.
50,
A
70
lot of
years
it
old.
is.
So,
It's too little. It's too low.
yeah.
It's up to you guys.
We don't need a motion on this, do we?
No.
No,
Okay.
that all sign it, take it.
Okay. Sign it.
Anything else? Penny?
I have a strange idea for y'all.
Well, you're a strange person, so go ahead.
I'm willing to admit to that.
Sorry, Brenda.
I was shown these little deals the other
Great,
day,
Brenda,
and I'm gonna kinda, these are all subdivisions,
Wanna come
and you
sit
can
down?
get one
Chair in there,
of
we
each
got a chair in
kind
front.
at the clerk's office. And when we're looking for turn-off keys, and everybody's like, well, we don't have that stuff out there. If you guys would go purchase all of these, mark these on a map, take a photocopy, put them on the clerk's computer as well. One phone call, you can say, where's the turn-off deal?
We have those maps out City Shop. I was down there today and looking at them, and that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Copies of them and.
I just thought if you, they're $2 a piece, it's a pretty cheap fix.
Yeah.
Tags.
I know other towns have it posted at the city hall and different places too,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
But
There's a couple of them.
Run out the door, you never know.
Any other comments?
Didn't have anything on here about, looking at
No,
this.
we haven't, but we had a couple more at the end, do you remember about that? Okay, I would like to make one comment, brief statement, very brief. We've had some feedback about Mr. Bentley leaving his job. And I will say that I was not aware of any problems that had not been voiced to me in the last several months. I know that there have been problems in the past. Mike walked into our office, unbeknownst, I mean, it was just completely surprised, handed me his resignation. I asked him to stay on. I asked him again to take a couple of weeks and reconsider. And he said absolutely not. He'd been thinking about that for several months. So the gist of it is, and the facts of the matter are, that Mike walked in, he submitted his resignation, he left the town dangling in the wind. He did not give anybody information, computer information, projects he was working on, reports that had to be sent in, water testing, not a darn thing. Now, I would have liked to have Mike stay on. I asked him to stay on. I'm not sure what his reasoning was, other than the council was going to discuss and review employee hours, not just Mike's, but everybody's. This has been done before in past council meetings. Mike in the past, not only to me, but different council members, has made demands. He has threatened, and he has had fits of anger toward the council and toward other people in this town. And the council members are not the first people that he have come face to face with Mike's temper. So, I had no problem with Mike staying on. I would have liked him to stay on. And I will say that straight out. I know that I've had a lot of comments and phone calls of people that support the town and support this council that are glad to see him go. But I would have personally liked to see him stay on. We have paid for schooling. He's got his license. He's done a pretty darn good job for the town overall. And, but he has made up his mind. He walked out on his own volition. He was not forced, and he was not pushed out by any means. So, any rumors that are going around town that are not based on fact, they should have come and talked to the people at the town, the council, me, Brenda, anybody, to find out just what in the heck was actually going on. Now Mike has decided he does not want to work for the town, and that's fine. We will not revisit this again. That's my statement, and that's what I'm sticking with, because they are the facts. We didn't push him out, and he was not forced out. If Mike had a problem with the town, he should have come and relayed that problem to me, to the council. He did not.
Can we make a comment?
Yes, you can.
I find it astounding that anybody who's come to any of these meetings on a regular basis didn't see what happened with Mike coming. And for you to sit there and say it came as a complete shock to you blows my mind. I'm still
Explain to
thinking,
me what you think is you didn't see this coming. I kind of figured that it was coming because, you know, you get that little pit in the bottom of your stomach, kind of like indigestion, and you know that something's going to fall, but you're not really sure when. And so, go ahead.
Then that is not having it come as a complete surprise. The way the conduct
way
that
it
Mr.
happened.
Nottingham had towards Mike in meeting after meeting, he overstretched his bounds. He was authoritative to a man who fully knew how to do his job and should not have been being questioned. And for you to say that, no, we didn't see that coming, what kind of employee would put up with that for any period of time?
As I have said, for the past years, not just this council, but former councils have had to put up with Mike's temper and his demands. Now, you can ask anybody that has been on this council for a long time, and they will tell you that is a fact. Ask anybody in town that has come face to face with Mike's temper, and they will tell you that is a fact. Yes, Mike did a good job. He helped a lot of people in town. I'm not denying that. He helps me. Mike and I thought, since I have been sworn into this position, we're on the same page. He said what he wanted. I asked him I told him what I would like to see done, He said he would do anything we asked him as long as we didn't micromanage, and I said, that's fine. I wasn't into micromanaging anyway. Now, unless you know what has gone on for 5 years, 6 years, you cannot sit there and tell me
We've
that
been here that long.
you haven't been to all the council meetings that
No, I
long.
haven't been to all the council meetings.
Okay,
But I have known Mike for that long, and if he is a volatile personality that has come into conflict with person after person, why would you have wanted to kept him? You said you tried to keep him.
I did try to keep him. I asked him to take a couple weeks and reconsider. But I will tell you that I have talked to people that Mike has been associated with before, and they had the same problem. Now, if he would have worked for any other company, I don't care where it was at, or any other town, city, or county, and would have displayed that kind of action, like he did at the last council meeting toward a council member, it would have been immediate grounds for dismissal. That's it.
I disagree, but I think his conduct, has been in line with the way that he has been treated.
Well,
And
you're
I'd just like to
telling-
go on the
you're-
record, I think it was a huge mistake to let him go. And I think it was a huge
We
mistake.
didn't let him go. We did not let him go. He left on his own
He was
volition.
forced out by Tim Nottingham.
No, he was not.
I believe that fully.
If Mike says that he is a hardworking, honest, dedicated man to this town, why would any adult person let a little thing like reviewing hours or questioning anything about his job get upset? You have got to take a lot of things into consideration. Any other job, they wouldn't have put up with that. When a supervisor or anybody that's in a supervisory capacity asks you to do something and you get feedback like that, no.
I
You don't
totally
even have to
disagree.
have a reason.
I work at a place where our bosses get grief all the time and they don't do a thing about it. They actually bow down and cater to the people that are disagreeing
And you know
with them.
why that is? Because with all of the new federal regulations, state regulations and everything, I talked to a mayor just last week that said that they have to go to classes. They are mandated to go to classes to cater to the employees because the employees threaten to quit or they just up and leave or whatever.
Maybe you need that class?
No, I'm not gonna do that. We didn't force him out in any means whatsoever. He came in and he gave his resignation.
Because he was
That's
fed
it.
up.
I don't know with what. It was all trivial stuff that he was fed up with.
I'd like to say a few things here.
Go ahead.
I think that in a case like Mike, he was knowledgeable, he did a good job, he treated people very well. And I know, I mean, I've lived long enough to know that if you have a good man on the job, if you give him his head, you'll get the best deal. Okay? If you have a guy who's not honest, who's iffy, he can put up with the micromanaging because he can work around it. Okay? The best you'll get is a lot of time managing, and the best you'll get out of the deal is mediocre work. If you have a good man who's honest, get off his back, he'll give you the best deal. I've lived long enough to know that's a fact. The problem is, Mike is an honest man, he was a hard-working man, and he was knowledgeable. He has a lot of self-respect, and if I was in his position, I wouldn't have put up with it either, and I would have walked off just exactly the way he did.
So if he's had these problems for several years, 6 or 7, why didn't he do this before? He has
The reason-
threatened and threatened
He
before.
hasn't worked for the town for 6 or 7. He worked for
Just a
5.
minute, Kelly. Mr.
He has
Kirtley
vocalized his opinions. What kicks it over the top is when somebody is micromanaging him, like Mr. Nottingham, and he's not being reasonable, and they make their decisions without him in the presence, without his input. That's a direct insult to him. It's a direct insult to the town. And if I was a professional like he was, I wouldn't put up with it either.
Okay, I would like you to give me an example of when Mr. Nottingham was making a decision as far as Mike was concerned without anybody else present or any other authority.
When you guys were going to review his overtime hours and all that stuff, did you guys get any input from him? Why did he have to put in his letter all his details?
Just a minute. When that meeting was set up, at the last regular council meeting, Mike was informed of that meeting, because I personally asked Mike, I said, Mike, put your facts, your figures, and come to the council meeting, come to that workshop, and lay your opinion on the line so that the council can hear it.
You did not
Yes,
tell me
I
about
did.
your
Yes,
workshop
I
meeting.
did.
Not the workshop meeting. I found out about your workshop meeting that you were gonna discuss your hours on.
Mike,
The
I
afternoon
told you
of
that
that
right
was
in our,
posted.
in the front office about
When it
that
was
meeting.
posted, yeah, the day that it was posted, you told me. I had already prior engagements to that. That's when I found out about the meeting. You can ask TJ,
Brenda,
because
will you
TJ and I
check
both
last
found
month's
out.
meeting records, council meetings, and I believe it was discussed at the council meeting?
It's discussed, you were talking about having a workshop. You never set a date at that meeting. You never set a date at your council meeting.
But I did tell you about that workshop, and I told
That
you
you were
to
going to
get your
have a
plans.
workshop.
Yes,
And I found
told
out
you-
about it the
It
day
doesn't
of.
matter when you found out about it, I told you about it long before the workshop.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just keep my schedule open so when you call your meeting, I can be there.
Brenda?
It was posted.
Yeah, it was.
It was posted over at the.
It's always posted 48 hours before the actual meeting. And Mike knew about that workshop before the 48 hours was when it was posted. I told him to bring his facts, his figures, and present his case to the council. He said no because he would lose his temper. Ollie?
I have a question. What are the standards you're gonna set for your next employee? Are you actually gonna come up with what the standards are that you expect from an employee? It seems like a lot of it was, to my understanding, a lot of the misunderstanding is that there's never been a set rule handbook on what the
There is.
employees.
There's an employee policy in place, yes.
Is there a way that I could anybody could get a copy of that, of what you guys expect from an employee?
Brenda should have some in the office.
Okay, thank you.
Marge?
Well, I disagree with the Vargases. I have worked a lot longer than you, son. And I'll tell you what, when they give me a goddamn, excuse my bloody French, when they give me a menu to go by, I go by it. And I have a boss. I've had him for years. And I do it. And okay, you've been here 6 years. You haven't been to that many meetings, for one thing. Another thing, I just think this is vindictive towards Tim Nottingham because of the election and all the bullshit that's been going on. And also, I also know that Mike Finling got mad over his daughter's hours being changed. Anytime you wait tables, the hours will be changed. And when you can't have a boss, I'm sorry. And if you two are so goddamn great and going on your fourth business, why in the hell didn't you do it in Billings if you're that good? If you have to talk about it, you're not that good. When you shut up, then you might be.
Yeah, we don't want freedom of speech in this town.
Yeah.
Everybody just shut up.
I know, right?
Keep your nose down to the grindstone.
I'm saying a whole lot.
Excuse me.
When you
excuse me.
brag and boast, no.
Don't point your finger at me.
I
lady.
will.
And when
You
you
ain't
know
gonna
what
tell
you're
me
talking
that.
about with Courtney, then you can talk about it. You have no idea. Mike had nothing to do with Courtney's hours or saying anything about that.
I
You
heard
don't
a
know
lot
what
about it.
happened, Marge.
Lady, please. One at a
She
time.
started it. Talking about something she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Any more comments? Okay. Discussion is closed. We'll move on to the minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
A motion to accept the minutes as presented, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Okay. We have several ordinances that we're going to go through tonight.
Excuse me, bills on the agenda is bills.
I guess I'll skip that part. I just skipped
Sorry.
you altogether, didn't I? Sorry, Brenda.
Don't let you.
Okay, so we've approved this. Okay, the bills for the town. Anybody have any questions on the bills?
I'll make the motion to accept the bills as presented.
We have a motion and a second to accept the bills as presented. All in favor? All opposed?
I oppose.
We have 3 ayes and 1 nay. Okay, now we'll get into the ordinances. Sorry, Brenda, I didn't mean to get ahead of you there. Okay, so we have ordinance number 275. This is an interim zoning ordinance set forth for the procedure of appointment of zoning commission members and establishing their duties related to the reviewing zoning applications.
Hope wanted to table that until she was here, or?
No,
No, not this one.
not this one.
275?
Mm-hmm.
These are all approved, I think.
She asked to table that, 275.